What's up everybody, my name is Aaron. First and foremost, I want to thank you for stopping by today's video. Now before we get into today's video, I am doing all this on the Sony a7s Mark II. All the settings will be on that. But the thing is, with the Sony cameras, you are able to implement a lot of these settings throughout the Sony a6300, the a6500, even things like the Sony a7R Mark II. I know there's just certain situations and differences in cameras, but for the most part, a lot of this stuff you can use for run and gun filmmaking amongst a lot of the Sony cameras, which is really good. I do want to point out as well real quick that in future videos we will be doing a more in-depth look at the actual picture profiles that I use and recommend, whether it be S-Log2, Cin4, and S-Log3. Today I'm going to show a little bit on that, but I'm not going to go full in-depth on what the best settings for those situations are, because that's just a whole entire video itself, so be on the lookout for that. Anyways, let's get into the best Sony run and gun filmmaking settings. Okay guys, let's dive into some of the settings that I use to kind of do a run and gun filmmaking. This is going to be great to do your make your vlogs better and whatnot, or kind of for wedding films too. So if I'm recording in 4K, it's going to be 4K 24p 100M, and if I'm recording in slow-mo, it's going to be XAVC SHD at 120p 100M. I really don't mess with any of the other settings on this page. We go to the focus mode, continuous AF and focus area wide. Then moving to the right, I just keep these all what they actually are. ISO auto right now is just set for the current situation that I'm in. This is just going to be something that you're going to have to kind of mess with and use to your specific situations. Metering mode, I do multi-white balance is currently set to auto. Same thing with the ISO, different situations. For example, if I'm going in and out of a vehicle, or like following somebody that's going in and out of rooms and whatnot, I'll kind of set the white balance and the ISO to auto. So that way I have to do a little bit more work in post, but at least it can kind of be corrected. Picture effect off, and picture profile currently right now for me is set to PP9. I would highly recommend PP8 with Cinema 4 Gamma, maybe color mode Pro. I'm gonna go more in depth in a future video on the exact settings I use for color profiles, but for today I'm just kind of showing you the rough whereabouts of how to use this. The next menu I really don't touch this one. Besides the movie mode, I set to manual exposure, so that way when I'm in movie mode I can have control over my shot. Steady shot on, of course, color space sRGB, audio recording on, and then audio recording level for like a Rode mic. I usually like to have anywhere from 7 to 12, just depends on the mic and the situation. Page 9 I really don't mess with, besides memory, and again I'll do another video on that explaining how to use the memory rule to where you could just switch back and forth from 1080 to 4K. Moving on into the settings, I like to have zebra on. Right now I'm using S-Log3, so I have zebra set to 100, so that way I can see when my shots start getting a little bit overexposed. Marker display is set to on, marker settings is set to center, and then I have my aspect set to 235:1. And what that does is it gives me, see those white lines right there? It gives me that like movie looking shot with those. Audio level display on. I set my peaking level to high and the peaking color to red, so that way I can actually see when I'm in manual focus, I can see where the kind of sharpness is, where the actual focus is gonna be. Finder/monitor I set to manual, and I have the custom button set to 4 here. Don't mess with these. Don't mess with these. This menu I only mess with the custom key settings, and this is where you would set your custom buttons. Like I said, custom button 4 is set to Finder/monitor, so like this screen or looking inside of here. And then I have these settings set specifically for me, just in my situations. I don't mess with these. With the Sony cameras, if you want to save a little battery life, when you go over to this like Wi-Fi looking symbol right here, turn it on airplane mode. All this is completely irrelevant. If you want to transfer your files, just plug it into your computer and transfer them that way. I don't mess with anything in this setting, nothing in here. And then in the final one, I wanted to just point out some things that I like to do. First off, gamma display assist on if you're using like PP8 or PP9 on the picture profiles. Volume settings, you can kind of mess with audio signals. That is going to be that annoying noise, like if you hit record and you hear the bring noise, that's what that is. Don't mess with this. I don't mess with this. Make sure USB connection is turned on to mass storage if you want to transfer your files through USB. And then what I want to point out too is in number 5, every time I get done doing a new video, I reformat my card, and then also I have file number set to reset instead of series. And then last, I don't really mess with anything in there. All right, guys, I hope that helped in any way, shape, or form. Now, I do want to point out that I am still learning a lot of this stuff. So if there's something in there, you're like, hey, you know, if you did this, it would be better if you did that. You know what I mean? I'm all ears. I'm definitely willing to learn. That's the great thing about a lot of this is it's just a learning process. It's me sharing the information I've learned and me receiving any information that I can take in from you guys. If this video did help in any way, shape, or form, please hit that like button. Like I said, we have plenty of videos coming here soon. So if you have any questions or concerns, please ask in the comments down below. Subscribe for more content and turn on those notifications. That's all I got for you guys today. I'll see you tomorrow.